Good evening, everybody. Hopefully you can hear us and you can see us. And we are now live with you on what is going to be a very, very, very exciting evening. We have got so much to get through this evening that I honestly don't know how we're going to fit it all in before midnight, let alone in the hour-ish I'm meant to be here with you. So before we get too carried away with ourselves, please let us know if you can see us and you can hear us, because it is always the most important part of the evening that we do a quick safety check to just make sure that we're not stood here talking to ourselves, because it has happened and I'm sure it will happen again. We're not the best when it comes to technology, so it's only when we start to see you with us and chatting till we know for sure that you are here. So I've got some of you joining us already. Good evening, Yvonne. Good evening, Kim. Good evening, Beth Ann. You are very on it this evening. I am impressed. That was quick. Good evening, Christine. Good evening, Sue. Sue's excited. We're excited. Tonight's going to be a good night, so we've got lots to tell you about. Good evening, Sheila. It is lovely to have you all with us. Good evening, Nikki. Good evening, Rosanna. I can see and hear you in Calgary, Canada. I hope I pronounced that okay. Very good pronunciations. But lovely to have you all with us. This evening is a very, very, very special evening because we're kind of we often talk to you about this. We have our different Monday night natters, don't we? We have playtime, which is kind of just our chance to play around and explore things and play and ask questions and go off on tangents. And we're kind of not getting much chance to do those at the moment because there's so much going on. Then we have our sneaky peeks. Now, sneaky peeks are when we introduce you in advance to a collection that's going to be launching shortly. Tonight, we don't have one collection to talk to you about. We have two. So we'll already double the amount I try to fit into one live. Then on top of that, we have our third type of Monday Night Natter, which is when we celebrate our stockist launch. And that's when we talk to you about something that's just been on TV, that's going to be launching the next day to our stockists around the world. And this week, we've got one of them as well. So we've got a stockist launch and two collections from two different designers and a takeover to talk about and a demo day to talk about. And what else have we got to talk about this evening, Peter? Lots. Far too much for me to keep telling you roughly about what we're going to do and to actually get on with it because there's too much. Too much. So I'm going to say good evening to Peter, who is sat over in the corner clearing out some dies for me because I forgot to clean my dies out. You don't want to see them looking messy. So instead, we're going to pop over to Hostage Cam and see Pete doing some hostage work. Have you hid the dies?
You can't cry. I thought, can you see him on there? Hello, everyone. How are we all doing? Hope you're all okay. Here I am, slave labour, peacetime, as they call it. But yeah,
piecework. I'm not paying you per pokey tool.
I shouldn't flash what I'm flashing, should I?
You shouldn't be flashing anything, Peter. There should be no flashing from Hostage Corner at any time. Honestly. This is why we have to keep him in a corner, guys. Because if you leave him be, you don't know what you're going to get. Okay, let's have a little look and see who else we've had join us, because there is loads of you with us. So many that it's gone off the top of my screen. I can't see you all, so that's incredible. Thank you. Siobhan, I see is with us. Good evening, Pauline. Good evening, Angela. Good evening, Lynn. Sue, Charlene, Kathleen, Heather, Sandra, Denise. Hadrian's Hobbies, good evening, Hadrian's Hobbies. We're going to be talking about you in just a moment. Good evening, Pat, Elizabeth, Pam, Wendy. The list goes on. I'm not going to call you all out, but it is an absolute joy to have you all with us this evening. I'm going to just mention, in case you missed it earlier, but if you did miss it, you might find it interesting to have a little look back on the Hobby Maker page after this is finished and have a little look at the live I did today on Craft O'Clock with Adam Humphreys. It was a really lovely interview, actually. Hopefully I weren't too waffly, but he asked lots of questions about how our brand is coming along and all the different things we're doing. And we actually used it as kind of the platform to make our big announcement on who is S. Now, I know many of you had already guessed who S is, and you've possibly seen our posts since that 1 o'clock show or 12 o'clock show. If you haven't, we'll be talking all about S later, and we'll be introducing S's brand new collection for you this evening. So tonight we'll show you the whole collection, we'll tell you prices, we'll tell you all about it, we'll show you examples, and we'll even do an S-inspired demo to give you some true aspiration.
That was reaching, wasn't it? That was good.
Reaching. I was thinking we should do, oh no, because it'll give away your S's. Remind me of this later. and we'll talk again, just in case anyone doesn't know who S is. So before we get started, because there's loads to get through tonight, let's talk homework. So this week, our homework mission was #shine. Don't ask me what you had to do because I forgot already, but it had to be shiny, didn't it? It had to be lovely and bright and shiny. That's the bit I do remember. And we had loads of entries, and it's actually been really lovely to see all the different ways you've taken off that shine aspect, and you've brought in flakes and mirror cards and all of these different mediums to make your shiny cards. So thank you very much to everybody who entered over on the Creative Expressions official group. It's a joy to see what you've been creating and the challenge we set, where that takes you and the things that you make. So thank you genuinely for joining in and playing along with us. This week, our winner is Michelle Swift Hilton. So Michelle, if you are watching, can you please message us, actually email us, jamierodgerscrafts@hotmail.com. Got it right? I never get that right. If you could send us an email and let us know that you are a lucky winner, we'll have our goodie bag sent out to you. But thank you everybody for taking part. Next week's homework is already live. So if you haven't already, you can start entering and playing along for this week's homework. And the winner for that competition, that challenge, that mission will be announced on next Monday's Monday Night Natter. The mission for that one, and I'm going to tell you now before I forget because I've got lots to do tonight, and there is a post already up. If you go onto the group, you can look under the events tab and you can see this homework. You can also see next week's homework. And in the next couple of days, we'll tell you about the week after that as well, because we're trying to let you get up in advance and see what's coming so you can get your ideas together, your products together, your thoughts together, and then enter. So it isn't so last minute. So this week's homework is, wrote down on my little piece of card somewhere, what are we doing this week?
We should ask to see his list of cards.
Oh, you don't want to see the list.
There's
honestly, the
an
list is
awful
all
lot.
over the place today. The list is, I'll show you the list, shall I? This is what, and then if I look like I'm struggling, this is what I'm trying to read through. This little line here is all of the stockists we're going to be talking about shortly that have got the Woodware collection launching tomorrow. So get your pens and papers ready when we talk stockists for the Woodware launch, because there's going to be that moment I tell you about lots and lots of new stockists. So be prepared for that. Homework currently this week. I don't know if I've wrote it down, have I? Oh, I have, here it is. It closes at 5 p.m. on the 15th of September. The theme is Halloween. You can do any colour, any size, any type. So by that we mean that you could go off on Halloween monsters, you could go for our lovely splatter stamps, you could go off on all different kind of projects. Maybe you want to make a Halloween decoration, a trick-or-treat bag, a Halloween card, anything along them lines, anything at all Halloween-y. We want to see you enter it into our competition. So come along and play and create. Now I'm going to have to get Pete to check up what the hashtag is, because I forgot to write the hashtag down. I'm going to go with the idea it's #Halloween, but I don't know. Somebody in the comments, if not, because Pete's giving me that vague look he gives me when I set him off on a mission that he's got no idea what I'm asking about. I think it's #Halloween. Tell me in the comments, please, if you're with us. But it gives you your chance to enter and play along and get creative with Halloween. There is a post up there already that tells you all about this if I'm mumbling on and not making much sense. Okay, so I've told you about the homework. Let's chat Woodware, shall we? Now, the Woodware shows took place last week, didn't they? Last Thursday? Saturday, Francoise was on Hobby Maker. And not only did we have a really good, informative, fun show, thanks to all of you, we had a sellout show. Such a sellout, in fact, that by the second show, the second hour, it had to go on to extended dispatch because we simply don't have enough stock to go around. I know lots of you jumped in and ordered it on extended dispatch. We will, of course, send that the moment it is ready to go. The estimated date of arrival is the 24th of September, so we've got a little while to go just yet. But thank you all so much from all of us for your support, and that goes from every single one of us in the team. Woodware is, of course, a new brand to us, and it's been a really big step for us to take on Woodware and to see the reception from you all and the way you've embraced it and supported it. Genuinely, you will never know how much that means to every single one of us, whether that is Dan, who manages the warehouse, right the way through to the DT who is making the samples, and of course Francoise, and then of course me and Pete. Every member of the team is delighted to see your support and the way that you have embraced the return of Woodware. Now, with that in mind, tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. is stockist launch day. That's the day that our stockists around the world from 10 a.m. have the ability to start selling and promoting the products and sharing them with you in that format. Now, when I give you the list of where you're going to be able to find these, you might just understand what we're dealing with when we talk about sellouts, what we're talking about when we're talking about demand and the huge response Woodware has had. So the stockists that you're going to be able to find these in, we'll start off with the UK, shall we? You're going to be able to track these down at the Mulberry Bush. That is a brand new stockist to us. Glitterbits, Crafts and Gifts, Hazel's Crafts, Jilly's Crafts, Into Crafts, Hadrian's Hobbies, The Art of Craft, Mountain Ash Crafts, who are also new, Julia Watts Crafts, who are also new, Craft Bliss, Anne Coleman's Crafty Card Making, the Stamp Hut, who are also new, Craft Mania, Grafton's Crafts, Relatively Thoughtful, who are another new stockist, Dragon's Paper Crafts, and Cheshire Crafts Winsford. That's the UK. Then we move on to US. So in the US, Scrapbooking Made Simple actually had an exclusive launch anywhere else in the world before it even launched here on Hobbymaker on the Thursday evening. They did an amazing show. Stacey, you're going to know Stacey Park. She's incredible. She is a joy to watch and her enthusiasm is contagious. If you haven't found her already on YouTube, wherever you are in the world, go and watch that show back. The thing she was doing with watercolour pencils and the penguin, incredible. So do go and check that out. You'll find Scrapbooking Made Simple on YouTube very easily and it'll be there for you. We did share the link as well on the Creative Expressions page for you too. They of course have got these items in stock and so have our new stockist in America, Top Flight Stamps. So if you haven't already come across Top Flight Stamps, do check those out as well. In Canada, the Paper and Ink Boutique also have this collection available or will heading in the door anytime soon. So with no further ado, shall we have a little look at the collection just in case you've missed it? And Peter, do we have any comments or questions before we go too far this evening?
No, I don't think so. Our lovely Gwen Fletcher. Evening, my lovely Gwen.
All right.
I'm being good. It's hashtag Halloween.
It is. Thank you, Gwen. That woman rescues me constantly. I don't know where I would be without her. Thank you. So this, of course, is our Woodware collection. As you can see, Francoise has done 8 incredible A6 stamps. They are everything we would come to expect from Francoise. They are beautiful, they are delicate, they are fun, they are Christmas joy in a stamp form. As you can see, we have got different characters telling different stories right the way through, from snowmen to snowflake backgrounds to sentiments to characters such as our penguin, our sheep, our mouse. There is a whole host of these. The recommended retail price for each of these stamp sets is $8.99. And as I said, check out that list. I'll read that list through for you again before we end this evening. But they will all have some or all of this collection available for you. But I'm going to be honest with you, and you can tell this isn't just a line. We try to be like brutally truthful with you. If we know that something has been incredibly popular, if we know that stocks are limited, then we're going to tell you about that, because that means that it might be on your wish list, and we're not saying it won't come back, because it will, but it might be on your wish list and you might be thinking, well, I want to use that stamp, that exact stamp, and I want to do every Christmas card this year with it, so I need to get started soon. So we tell you the truth. This collection, the complete collection, if it wasn't a giveaway that it's gone on to extended dispatch on Hobbymaker, it's a bit more of a giveaway of the list I gave you of all of the stockists that have got them. We are like out here. So when they're gone, it will be, a few weeks till they come back. So if you're already counting down to get hold of them, don't dilly-dally at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Get your orders into one of those stockists. Tomorrow morning on the Woodware page, the brand new, and if you're not already following it, do go have a look at it. It's a new page and it's dedicated just to Woodware. It's where the Woodware DT, it's where Francoise, it's where I am sharing our Woodware creations and all of the information about Woodware shows, and of course, direct links to each of them stockists tomorrow at 10 a.m. So if you haven't already found them, 10 a.m. tomorrow, there will be a post telling you where you can get them. So you don't have to go searching. It will all be laid out for you very, very easily. But there isn't going to be a lot of stock, and I don't think it'll be many minutes past 10 that you might have to do a bit of clever clicking to find them somewhere. All right. So let's have a little look at what else was in this release, or what's going to be in this release tomorrow. There are also 2 stencils. There is a lovely snowflake stencil. I love this. It's more like a mask really than a stencil. Great for embossing. So if you're going to send this through your machine with your rubber mats, it's going to look incredible. And then we've got our pearl stitch stencil as well. Again, beautiful for embossing. I think it goes really nicely with a sheep because it gives you that kind of knitted jumper vibe. Then I know I showed you through this last week, so I'm not going to slow you down and go through it too much, but we are going to just point it out. This again is new. This is our Jolly Christmas paper pad. The recommended retail price for this one is $10.99. In here are 24 double-sided pages. On the one side, we get this really cool, like, rusticy, snowflakey, postmarky paper. On the reverse of it, you get this ginghamy check kind of tartan, which is great because it can be used all year through, whichever side you wish to use. But of course, if we're not doing Christmas, then we can go for the tartan or the gingham or the check instead. Lovely colour palette, very much matches into all of Francois's previous paper pads, so you may have other ones that you wish to sort of dig into. And of course, if you hadn't guessed already, there may have to be more Woodware collections coming in the not too distant future that you may just find might match up paper pad wise. Not revealing anything just yet, but I'm sure it won't be long until we're back with another collection to tease you with that's going to coordinate very nicely. Now, the last thing to mention that is new and will be available from our stockists tomorrow is, of course, our brand new snow sprinkles. This again sold out live on Hobby Maker not once, but twice. This is incredible. This is our new snow sprinkle glitter. As you can see, we call it a glitter. We don't actually. We've purposely not called it a glitter because it's not a glitter. They're more like flakes or shards, if you will, but they look beautiful to make your snow mounds. They look beautiful as the sort of bobbly bits on your Christmas hats and the fluffy bits around your hats. It's just a beautiful product that is going to give you that snow effect beautifully. That, of course, will also be available. So we'll pop that back into the pot. We might even be naughty, actually, and pass this off to Pete so I don't cover my desk to do, because if he's just sat over
I knew
there.
that was coming.
I did attempt. I did start it. They, again, are going to be available tomorrow. So that is all of the bits that are launching with our stockists tomorrow, just to do the homeworky, sort of houseworky bit out of the way to begin with. So I'll run through these again at the end of the night, but just to give you a quick run through. In Canada, you are looking at the Paper and Ink Boutique. In the USA, you are looking at Top Flight Stamps and Scrapbooking Made Simple. Here in the UK, you are looking at Cheshire Crafts, Dragon's Paper Craft, Relatively Thoughtful, Grafton Crafts, Craft Mania, The Stamp Hut, Anne Coleman's Crafty Card Making, Craft Bliss, Julia Watts Crafts, Mountain Ash Crafts, The Art of Craft, Hadrian's Hobbies, Into Craft, Jilly's Crafts, Hazel's Crafts, Glitter Bits, Gifts and Crafts, Crafts and Gifts, I've got it the wrong way around, try again, Glitter Bits, Crafts and Gifts, and the Mulberry Bush. Hopefully to give you a few ideas of where you're going to be able to get them from. Okay, now shall we move on to the sneaky peek part of the evening? Have we done everything and kept up to date? I think we have. Do we have any questions?
I feel we can't add any more stockers because we're going to wear you out.
I mean, honestly, I'm there, Pete. Honestly, I'm holding on by a thread. By a thread, I tell you. But it is lovely, genuinely. It's really lovely to see all of your support for the Woodware brand and, of course, everything that we're up to here at the moment. So with no further ado, if there's no questions regarding Woodware or the stockists or any of that lot, shall we talk sneaky peeks? So today we announced the very, 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 very exciting news that Sue Wilson is back. She is joining us here at Creative Expressions, and she is now officially one of our designers, and we will be pushing forward with releases from Sue for a very long time to come if I get my way. Now, being honest with you, Sue had genuinely gone into retirement, and it took a lot of gentle persuading to bring her back out of retirement, as we had to with Francoise in a kind of sense as well, didn't we? We're going to get a reputation for kind of, if you want to retire, come and play, come and create with us. We're still working on Jane Gill. We haven't given up on that one either. But with Sue said yes and has joined us here at Creative Expressions. She's back in my mind where she belongs. And as a brand, and I know you're all going to agree with this, Creative Expressions is Sue Wilson. Sue Wilson is Creative Expressions. She has been the powerhouse behind that brand for so many years that how could we have Creative Expressions and move it forward and lose the soul, lose that force that is Sue? So we're really genuinely so pleased to be able to say that Sue is back and working with us. And if you've missed the announcements today, the bit that you might, bit of a pinch me moment, Sue's coming to the UK. Sue's going to be here in the UK to do shows with us this Saturday, live from Hobbymaker. So we have a 4-hour takeover at Hobbymaker on Saturday. Sue will be on at 1, I will be on at 3, she will be back at 5, and I will be on at 8. So it's 4 hours dotted throughout the day, and we're going to be looking at Sue's collection obviously for 2 hours and my brand new collection for the other 2 hours. I've got lots to tell you about the day as we go through this evening. We have got bundles, we have got special offers, we also have an exclusive pin badge. Now I might be wrong, but I think we're only about the 3rd or 4th company that have teamed up with Hobbymaker to create our very own exclusive pin badge, a Hobbymaker Creative Expressions pin badge, and you will see we're all featured on it. There is Sue on there is Jamie Rodgerscrafts, and there is Woodware, and together we've come together to make this incredible badge and to make this day happen and to show that we are at one with Hobbymaker and forging ahead with them and bringing you all of our content, all of our inspiration on that incredible platform. Sue's collection is beautiful. Shall we introduce you to it? Because I think you're going to love this. It's small, but it's mighty. So let's start off with that mindset. Now, for many, many, many moons, Sue has created and brought to us angels, hasn't she? Year after year, we've had a limited edition angel. These are just 3 of Sue's favourites. We have got 2020, 2023, and 2024. And this year, we had a long chat and we said, what are we going to do for the angel this year? If you're back, you're going to do a Christmas collection. What do we do for the angel for this year? How about, instead of doing a new angel, we do little ones instead? So we are bringing you each of these angels in mini form. Now I've taken them off so you can see them. The angel set will all come together in one collection, all in one packet. The recommended retail price for this pack is going to be $14.99. Don't forget it will be exclusively available at Hobbymaker on Saturday. And we haven't discussed this yet, Gilly's Crafts for their demo day. So you're going to have 2 places to get it, but it's exclusive to those 2 until Stockist launched the following week, the following Tuesday. Now, to give you an idea of scale, because I know you're going to be thinking, well, how small are these in comparison? Let's flip these over so you can see the 2 side by side. Now, the big ones, the originals, these will also be on the shows on Hobbymaker, and there are limited stocks of these, and when they're gone, they're gone. So if you haven't got the biggies, you might want to tune into the shows as well. The littlies, I have a feeling, are, excuse the pun, going to fly out the door. We have quite a big stock of them, but I have a feeling that they're not going to last very long. When you see how cute and adorable these are and how many ways you're going to be able to place them and create with them and make with them, I think you're going to fall in love with these as much as I have. I haven't had much time to do too many bits with them, but oh my goodness, are they adorable. Shall we share with you a couple of bits done with them to give you some ideas? This one is our little board. So this is how they're going to cut out for you. Now I'll give my camera a second to focus because I want you to see they might be little, but oh my goodness, are they mighty. Look at the deboss work that Sue has packed into each of those angels. How delicate and pretty are these? Now don't forget your recommended retail price for the set is only $14.99. So that's making each one of these £5 roughly. Isn't that a steal for such an incredibly beautiful, delicate die? Now, of course, it wouldn't be a Sue launch without Suespiration. Is that better? Suespiration?
I do apologise, guys. He will have some sleep tonight.
I don't think he will. I'm too
I think he will.
excited. I think we should have Suespiration September. Is that too wordy?
If you carry on, I'm going to get that jingle on the go.
The jingle. For what reason?
I don't know. I loved it.
I do. I was thinking about this earlier. I haven't had this chat with Pete, so just forgive us while we have a little live board meeting. But I was thinking we should have some sort of
Dictionary.
Suetember is the inspiration. I don't know. Keep an eye out. I'm just getting the eyes from Pete, so I might have to work on this as an idea. Now, this evening, I'm not going to share with you every single card that Sue has created or the DT have created. A, because we're going to be here for absolutely hours. And B, because of Thursday night at 7, Gwen will be right back here on this page, bringing you Sneaky Peek Part 2. More inspiration, more examples, more demos with both collections. So join in 7 p.m. on Thursday if you would like to see more. Few shout outs here to Lynn, Laura and Siobhan for all the incredible creations that they have made alongside Sue with this collection. They have been our Sue Wilson DT for this release, which has been an absolute joy because it's been so fun to see what they've been creating with them. So that's our first one. That, of course, is our Mini Angel Trio. Now, with all of Sue's releases, we know one of... Oh, I know what I forgot to share with you. I'm going to share this with you. This one's done by Siobhan. I don't even know if I'm going to get all this on the screen. And I'm going to have to pass it off to Pete to put it back together. Look at this. And this is going to give you sneakies into a couple of different bits as well. Isn't this cool? And this is what I love about when we shrink down an image. We still keep all that delicate, beautiful detail. We've still got all that beautiful embossing, but it actually means it opens up different options for us on what we're going to create with it. So Siobhan has created this beautiful bunting going through all 3 of the angels, if you can see all of those. Oh, and then on the end here, we have the word joy at one end, and if we go to the other end, we've got the word joy located down there as well. Isn't that lovely? Doesn't that give a beautiful effect? You'll see photos of this shared, I'm sure, to give you a better look at it, but I didn't want to miss that today. I do want you to see all of the bits I've got here to share with you. Now, as I say, Sue always does this. Her collections go off into lots of different ideas and lots of different styles, and one of the things we need to make sure we have at all times is the right sentiments. And to me, Sue and crafting, these style of sentiments go hand in hand, especially when we're looking at the layered sentiment side of it, because Sue knows how good it is to have them backing plates to work with and to be able to build up. So we've got Christmas greetings here. Recommended retail price, $5.99. Now, just because they come with the backings doesn't mean you have to use them with the backings. If you wish to, you absolutely can do, but you don't have to. On the left here, we have a card done by Lynn. On the right here, we've got a card done by Sue herself. Sue's done a great job of layering and creating her angel on this one in this lovely little window. In the background, you'll notice one of her mosaic background dies that we have available as well. This isn't a new one, but it's one we have available. Over this side, you're going to see these beautiful trees. These are coming up in just a moment. And so is that snowy background. And Lynn's chose to, instead of die cut and cut out that background, she's actually put it through and embossed it in the same trick that Gwen shared with us not that long ago, where instead of cutting it, she's placed a rubber mat on the top of it and sent it through to emboss it instead, which gives you a really lovely effect. So, moving on, shall we? Moving on from our first sentiment, that was our Christmas greetings. Let's have a little look at those trees, because these trees are, again, stunning. The trees come to us in a set of 3. There are 3 different sizes in this one, and the recommended retail price is $14.99. This is how they're going to look when we cut them out, if we choose to just leave them on their own. If we'd like to have a backing plate to go behind them, the same with all dies, we can cut 2 pieces of card at one time, and you're going to end up with that solid backing plate to go behind it if you'd like to. Let's have a little look at some inspiration, or Suespiration. Suespiration? Can we go with Suespiration? Honestly, that woman's she's gonna leave. She's gonna see this and she's gonna send me an email. Jamie, I've given it 4. I'm getting out of here. Beautiful creation here. The word peace is coming up shortly. This is stunning, the way she has layered those trees to create this beautiful effect on them. Very easy to achieve, but very, very beautiful. Loving the sky. If you like the sky, but you'd prefer it a bit glittery, Sue's done another one here where she's placed glitter behind the trees, and she's also used our gemstones glitter to make the sky. Doesn't that look lovely? This one here by Laura. Laura has used the snow background that we're going to be coming up to shortly. She's brought in the angel, the word peace, and the trees at the front, all mixed in with our enchanted sprinkles. This one again done by Laura. Laura's used some of our velvet paper, crushed velvet paper, to go behind the trees. She's used our snow stencil, and then she's built up her scene and added on the Christmas greetings wording. You'll also see at the bottom here our lovely brand new snow sprinkles, which are the ones that are launching tomorrow to our stockists. Another beautiful one here, and you're going to get to see a little sneaky of the Let It Snow sentiment. That's coming up shortly as well. And these, of course, are our reindeers, which come out from the Jamie Rogers Crafts collection just last month. So it's showing you how everything will work together. Scale, size, design. Doesn't matter which side of the sort of brands we go to, everything's going to play together beautifully. Now this one's done by Siobhan. Love this. But this was a really cool card. The way it stands is really unique and really fresh and fun, and it just gives a beautiful style. Again, we've got our paper piece tree. These sections are beautiful to being paper pieced back into it. They're not too fiddly. They're going to be easy to redo, and you may wish to add some blending, some glitter, some different effects to them. And then she's added the word peace to the bottom, which is one of the ones we're going to be coming up to shortly. This one again done by Laura. Laura's created a little collapsible pillar on the side of her card, so that she's created some depth. She's used the Christmas greetings at the top here. She's brought the angel in mid-flight, and then she's paper pieced back together the trees and tucked one just into the side there, so it really does build that scene and look very beautiful. That's all the inspiration from the trees. Let's move on. I'm not dropping that now. I think I've settled on inspiration.
My lovely glue lady. Evening, Alison.
Evening, Alison.
She thinks she's swallowed a dictionary.
Have you swallowed a dictionary?
Have you swallowed a dictionary?
Have I? No.
She loves the new words.
No, me and dictionaries don't get on. No, me and any books, unless they're a holiday guide. What do they call them? Travel brochure?
Yeah.
That's about it. That's the only kind of book I can handle.
Last time you went to look at one in the 90s or...
What, a holiday? Probably.
You used to get brochures.
You did used to get a brochure. I used to love a little brochure.
Go to the travel agent. Does that still happen? I wonder.
What travel agents? I think they're doing all right, actually.
No, but do they still have all the brochures like a
I
news agent?
I don't know. It's so long since you've taken me on holiday.
You don't take me anywhere, do you?
Oh, listen to it. Don't get out of hostage corner. Come on, we'll come back to marriage guidance later. So we're moving on. Snowy swirl background. This is gorgeous. This again, Sue is known for her backgrounds, and I think this one is showing us why. This one is $16.99. There is so much going on in this die. It's one die, but you'd never believe it to look at it because there are so many sections and parts to it. I'm going to try and get it into the camera so you can see it because there is so many details found within this one. We've got pierced snow details in the centre. We then have an embossed frame running around that square in the middle. We then have a slightly enlarged snowy swirls running around the next section of the frame. And then we top it off with this sort of edging, dash edging, should we call it dash edging? All in one panel. This is a very clever die because it gives you so many layered effects so easily and creatively. And I'm going to skip ahead because I like to do this. I'm going to share with you this set of dies. We'll talk about them in a moment, but these are one of the sets of dies we're going to be looking at. And you will find that the square in this one, it's not the biggest, it's not the smallest, it's the one in the middle. That is going to fit in there perfectly, so you can cut out that centre if you want to, or you can choose to build up on top of it. But Sue has purposely made it so these two can work together, so you can trim out that centre, drop that middle back in it if you wish to, build that middle up, create a picture frame instead. The options are endless just by making those two sets coordinate. Beautiful card here done by Lynn. Very, very elegant. I'm not going to tell you too much about this card because something on here isn't yet released, but we're not going to tell you any more. We're going to move on. Then we're going to look at this one. This one again done by Sue. So Sue has done exactly what I just mentioned here about building up on top with the next set of dies we're going to have a little look at. And then this one's really lovely, again done by Sue. We've got the Let It Snow inside this beautiful wintry frame, and then that's been placed on top of that beautiful background of the snowy swirl background. So lots we can achieve with this one. Very, very, very talented die. Very intricate die. That one's £16.99. Now, if we move on to we said we'd look at the squares actually, didn't we? So we'll look at the squares, but don't let me forget I've not shown you joy. I've not shared joy. We'll have to come back for joy. So this one is the pierced square frames. Now this is a very clever die set again. It's typical Sue. Die doesn't just do what you think it's going to do. It's going to do lots of different things. And it gives you the ability, I don't know why I've shown you the back, it's a pre-printed card. I don't know what that was about. I showed you the dies a minute ago. This one, this one has all of the different layers in it. You have got the different pierced edges and the different outside edges. So when we go into this, you have got outside edge, you have got pierced edge, you have got outside edge, and you have got pierced edge, and then we go down again and again. It gives you all of these different options for you to be able to take just the pierced part and place that onto your card and create this beautiful open work. Now this is a Christmas die, this is festive collection, but think of this having threads put through it, ribbons put through it, stitching put across it, all of those different weaving elements you're going to be able to achieve just by using one of these on their own, let alone 2 or 3, and then threading and creating some really cool effects between them. But in the Christmas set, again, perfect to match in with that previous die set we was looking at, and perfect to build up that central element. When we look at some of the Suspiration from this one, we've got this one using our fern die in the background, our poinsettia on the front. They're also going to be available on the Hobby Maker shows this week. We've then got the Christmas greetings. I love the way Sue's done this background because it looks like a really posh wallpaper. It's the only way I can describe it, but it's giving me kind of a really lovely, elegant-y, Christmassy wallpaper or wrapping paper. This one's really cool as well, done by Sue. Sue has taken it this time and she has twisted it round and round to create this incredible sort of frame effect. And then another one done by Sue, this time placing it in the middle of her card, building it up and adding in the trees to the centre, adding the word peace underneath it, and again bringing in the poinsettias and the foliage around that one. That set, just so we're aware, is $12.99 recommended retail price. Then we're going to move on. We're going to go to joy. We mentioned joy, didn't we? And I said I'd forget joy. We can't forget joy. Let's bring back joy. Joy is this set here. There is 2 dies in here, but it actually cuts out a few different elements for you. Your letters are going to be individual. So you might want to go yo instead. Trying to think what else we could spell with joy. Joe. Yo. Ooh.
Joe.
Pardon? Hot.
Oi.
Oi, maybe. So, different elements in this one to cut out your letters and then your backing plate. Sue has also added debossed detail to each of these letters, and I don't know how well you're going to see this, but you've got beautiful detail coming from each of them. You might actually see it slightly better on the black than you do on the white, but everything has been thought of for you. So whether you choose to use these with your metallic waxes, with your inks, and highlight over the top of those to create some different effects, the choice is yours. Here is one that has been created by Laura, which I thought was really cute and very lovely. Bringing in the angel, bringing in the word joy, and of course bringing in one of our patchwork tiles. Then we've got one by Sue herself, creating this lovely opening on the side here and adding the word joy on there. And then this one again done by Sue. And I love this one. This I thought was really cool. This really tall slimline effect where she's just repeated the word joy multiple times and then added them diagonally in the shades of gold. I thought that was a very luxurious modern Christmas look. I'm very impressed by that one. Then we've got this one as well, again done by Sue, bringing in some of our corners from our Christmas kaleidoscope. Again, bringing in our ferns and our poinsettia. Again, the ferns and poinsettia will be on the Hobby Maker shows this week. They are, of course, already available from the stockists. This is cool. MDF and done by our lovely Laura on the DT. She's added the word enjoy down the side there. We've got our ferns and we've got our classic poinsettia. Another one here done by Sue, where she's built up the background with that poinsettia and then added the word joy into the middle with the frame around the side. Are you already, like I did, falling in love with this collection? Have you already decided this is a collection that you need to have in your stash, or is it just me? To me, as I go through this, I fall in love with it more and more each time. It's a small collection, there's only 8 items, but oh my goodness, is it mighty. The joy, by the way, was a recommended retail price of $5.99. So is the word peace. Peace works in the same way. We have our outside backing plate, and then we have our individual letters to build up on top of it. When we start bringing in some of the peace samples for you, Again, these ones are done by Sue. This one's done by Lynn, bringing in the angels and the snowy background. One done by Laura here, bringing in the angels and the word peace. This one again by Lynn. Loved this. Thought this was very, very cool, using the piece in the middle of our DLs. We're going to be looking at these shortly. These are our brand new Jamie Rogers Crafts DLs. We'll look at those shortly. And then adding the foliage behind the word. One here by Sue, where she's again built up the word peace repetitively over the background. Very, very cool. I love that look. So modern, so fresh. And another one done here by Sue, where she's actually not only built them up, but she's then layered them. And this reminds me, and you're going to have to help me out here, is it Chanel number 5? Am I thinking of? That has the really cool rectangular label, kind of in blacks and creams. I might be wrong here. I'm not, I'm not very good at this, but I think it might be Chanel number 5. Gives me that look, gives me that style, gives me that thought. Don't know why. Okay, so that one was Peace, and that one again, recommended retail price $5.99. Let's move on to our last one in the collection. And lastly, we have got Let It Snow. Now, you're very lucky, to all of you at home and anywhere really, because every time I say it, I do want to sing it. And I resisted temptation, which is probably for the best and certainly the best for your ears. This one is Let It Snow. The recommended retail price for this one is $6.99. As you can see, you have got a backing plate. You then have your individual letters that you can build up together, or you can leave individually if you prefer, or use individually. You don't have to use the backing plate. The backing plate not only is a backing plate, it can also cut an aperture for you to sink those letters back inside. That can work really nicely. Laura, who's becoming the queen of our MDF, if you hadn't noticed, has been very creative here and built up a Let It Snow MDF plaque. Sue, back with more Sue-spiration, has done this one, where she's built up the middle part on her snowy background. She's used that frame set again and then sunk the Let It Snow into the middle. And done a similar idea on this one, but added the outside frame on as a diagonal. Bought the Let It Snow in on this one, and this one's really cool because she's actually cut both dies to create the outside and then sunk the letters back inside it. I don't know if that's going to make much sense, but what it means is it's actually smooth to touch because everything's been paper pieced and layered to create that really in-depth look. I also love the way she's added the glitters here to the tops of the trees to make it look like it's actually snowing. Very effective. And then our last one here from Sue, this is our Let It Snow one, once again, but this time just being used on the base here. And this again is one of the dies that we have available in a previous Sue collection, but is of course still available because we love Sue's dies. We stock over, I want to say about 500 to 600 different Sue dies currently. There was of course a plan for this. We knew for a while that Sue would be joining the team, so we have absolutely been stocking up on Sue's products. And there is more that will be coming back in shortly, I'm sure. But it certainly means that we have got a great stock of all of those components to not only have our brand new collection, but also our originals as well, also our foundations, our vital pieces that we know that you need and love and like to collect and stock up. So do always have a look at our stockists to see not only what's here already or what's launching or what's coming out, but what's already actually been released and with them already. Do we have any Sue-related questions, or most importantly, any better names for September Sue-spiration?
Well, we do. Just to clear up, Fran says you are correct with your Chanel perfume label.
Am I? See, I'm not a Chanel person at all, obviously.
Then my lovely wench.
I don't know if you can say publicly, my lovely wench.
Well, anyway, she says, how about Swinspiration? Inspiration. Swinspiration.
Swinspiration. Makes me feel like I'm going to win something. I like that. Swinspiration.
You have one.
We have one. Well, it wasn't a battle. There wasn't a duel.
No, it wasn't.
We didn't go out in the car park and have to, fisticuff anyone. I do know that Sue was approached by several, so we kind of did win, but there weren't fisticuffs in the car park, thankfully, because I don't think we would have won that. Any other goodies to chat about? Any other suggestions? Swinspiration, I do think he's going to win though. I like that.
Indeed. No, a little comment earlier from our lovely Joanna. Hi, Joanna.
Good evening, Joanna.
She reckons she can smell DLs.
Smell them. Not far, Joanna. We've made you wait a very long time, but today is DL day. It's going to be good. that it?
Apparently I can call her a wench.
As long as she gives permission.
lovely.
I just
I
feel
think
like
she
to
does.
new viewers, you
It's a
just
term of
calling out a
endearment.
wench is possibly not the best idea. We do need to clarify
The viewers
wench with permission.
will hear the wench chat before and the love that
Okay.
it's said with.
We're moving on from wench chat and we're going to chat special offer because on Hobby Maker this week, we do want to celebrate the arrival of Sue. We do want to give you not only brand new products, but we also want to bring you some special offers. Now, I don't have a lot of permission to tell you loads, but I am going to tell you about this one because I think you're going to want to get this. And I also, and this again comes from a place of honesty, there isn't huge stock limits on these kind of things, and you're going to see why in a second. This is going to be a bundle that's going to be available on Hobby Maker. The recommended retail price for this is £39.95. Your special offer price for this is £19.99. You're not going to be able to order it till the day, but £19.99 is going to get you all 5 of Sue's 3D embossing folders. In this, you have got Blossom Reef, Ribbon Blooms, Winter Foliage, Interlocking Squares, and Floral Symphony. I love these. Genuinely, these have been chosen by hand by us to give you something that we truly love, that gives you an incredible effect at incredible value. This makes them £4 each for a 3D embossing folder. That's bonkers. I don't think they're going to last long. I'll be shocked if they do, but they should be available on the shows this week, so keep an eye out for them. I don't think they'll linger for long. A couple of other bits, sticking with a Swinspiration that we're going to chat about. Have I got that right? It hasn't settled in my head, that one.
Sue, I've got Sue on the brain. Sam says Sutember Spectacular.
Sutember, I like that. That gives me kind of army vibes. I feel like there should be like a little marching. I don't know why.
No idea.
A couple
of get you two in camo on Saturday.
Camouflage.
That's right.
Camouflage. I don't think I'm going to get sued.
Like an episode of Dad's Army.
I don't think that's going to work. I don't want to. And if we do, you're going to ask her.
Alison suggested, I don't know if Gwen's feeling this, bless her, Gwench instead of wench.
Gwench is quite nice. Sounds like that drink, Quench.
She says a bit too close to Grinch for her liking.
Maybe, I can see that. Okay, these are also going to be available on the shows, and I'm not going to tell you everything because you're going to have to tune in to find some bargains, but these, again, will not be their recommended prices, and you will see them appear in demos, and they are going to be items that you're going to want to grab hold of pretty quickly. You're going to have birthday gifts and the border collection love, so don't miss those. Again, we tell you this because you join us for our lives, you put up with our waffling, you put up with Pete's wench chat. It's nice to tell you about these little bonuses that you can snap up before anyone else even knows about them. When they come on screen, you can get ordering because you know where they're going to go and what they're going to be, and you can then stock up on them and bag a bargain, because to us that's important. Okay, so I think I've covered everything. Sue, can you think of anything, Sue, we've not covered?
I feel like I'm being tested. But no, I don't think so.
Okay. So that's collection number 1. Sue will be on with that one at 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. At 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. on our Hobby Maker Takeover Day, I will be on with my brand new collection, which I'm going to introduce you to in a second. But before we do, little shout out, Gilly's Crafts in Ellesmere Port will have all of this available too. They will also have our dear Gwench in place.
Well, you're going to get a slap.
Gwen, our lovely Gwen Fletcher, will be there and giving you lots of inspiration, giving you demos all day. Loads of examples from the team as well to share with you. It's going to be a really, really good day. It's free to attend. It goes on from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. You can pop in for 5 minutes or you can pull up a chair and stay all day. There is, and we haven't shown you these tonight because there's got to be surprises there too. There is a demo day die that is a bargain, and I mean silly, silly, silly price bargain. And there is also a demo day goodie bag. Again, very, very silly prices on that too. Limited stocks on both of those. and they are just available in store from 10 till 4. It's just our way of saying thank you, our way of saying thank you for coming along, our way of saying thank you for supporting Julie's Crafts, supporting Gwen, and supporting our demo day. So if you haven't already put that one into your calendars, and you're local or you wish to travel to it, you might want to pop along and see that one. When we did our recent demo day at Craftless in Bournemouth, we had people travelling down from Birmingham to go to it. So a lot of you we know travel for our demo days. And there's a good reason for that. Gwen is incredible. And I'm not just saying this because I know she's with us this evening. She genuinely is a font of crafting knowledge, a joy to be around, and just full of inspiration, truthfully. So if you are available to go, do pop in and have a little time with Gwen and see what's happening with Gwen, because I think you're going to really enjoy it. I know she's got some cracking demos lined up. I have a feeling on Thursday night at 7, she'll tell you more about that as well and show you a little bit more of what she might be up to come Saturday. But either way, Saturday is a big day for the Creative Expressions brand. We have, of course, our takeover day and our demo day. So we're trying to cover everybody and give you brand new inspiration, brand new products, and lots of fun. You were chuckling in the corner in the middle of that.
Me?
What are you chuckling about? Do we need to know?
Well, Diane, my lovely Diane, they're all lovely, aren't they? She says to just give us a slap. And Gwen says you're heading for a star on your chart.
Who, me? I've been very well behaved this evening. I haven't had any star chat, have I?
But then Francoise
is with us as well.
She is. She's been here from the beginning, bless her.
She?
She says you're very naughty. So Gwen needs to tell you off. I think it's just you.
Just me?
I've missed the word them, so...
Oh, have you? Okay. Well, that's fair. I don't mind getting in trouble. Huge round of applause for Francoise.
Bless her, she did amazing.
It was a joy to watch, wasn't it?
It was.
An absolute joy to watch. It really was. And she played along so well. Honestly, I could see the fear in her eyes. Dave Bradford started chatting about Sue joining the team, and I could see the fear going to Francoise's eyes. Like, I don't think I'm meant to be talking about this. And she just, cool as a cucumber, just carried on as if nothing had been said. Very, very good. It doesn't matter. It's not the end of the world. It's one of the joys of what we're up to at the moment. And I do think, actually, we're out of secrets.
We can never be out of secrets.
I think we are out of secrets. We've carried the Woodware secret for a very long time. We've carried the Sue secret for a very long time. They've both been nibbling away at us, haven't they?
There has to be one little secret at some point.
Do you think there's one more? One more.
There's always got to be more. Don't you think?
Maybe we'll leave that till next week or the week after. Maybe. That's only a little secret. I know what he's on about now. It's only a little secret. It's a good secret. Okay, so let's get on with this, shall we? Brand new collection for Jamie Rogers Crafts launching again on the Hobby Maker Takeover Day, and again going to be available for you at Julie's Crafts, depending on where you wish to go on Saturday. You're going to have 2 options for inspiration with this, and we are looking at DLs. Now, I know one person in particular who has been asking for these for over a year. Our lovely Joanna is very excited about these. And this, of course, is an incredible collection of mats and layers collection dies. They are all DL and they all intermix. I know you've seen us chat about our layering dies many, many times. We do these in squares, circles, octagons, ovals. The list goes on, doesn't it, Pete? Because I forgot the rest of them. Rectangles, did we say rectangles? Rectangles, squares, circles, ovals, octagons. Is that all of them?
I think so.
Maybe. And now these.
Might be some...
No, don't you go sneaking over in the corner. I have to confiscate his mic soon. But for now, that's your collection if I remember correctly. These all interchange. So each one of these recommended retail price is $19.99. You're going to find that you get varying amounts of dies, if I remember rightly, somewhere around here. So yes, we get 6 dies in this set, which is our fluted DLs. We get 12 in our postage and dash. We get 12 in our scalloped and pierce. We get 12 in our decal and stitch. And we get 12 in our plain. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you may know this already, but we normally do our stitch with our decal and we do our pierced with our scallop. Up till now, there's genuinely not enough room to fit in another die between the layers. So we've only been able to, with our postage ones, been able to bring you just the postage elements. This time we have managed to fit in a dash collection. So there is now a separate dash that comes with the postage ones that can of course be interchanged throughout the others as well. So you might wish to take the pierced one and place it into the decal, or take the stitch and place it into the fluted, or take the dash and put it into the plain. You can mix and match to your heart's content. Now there are variations, there are places that don't necessarily match brilliantly just because of designers and styles and scales, but there's an awful lot of interchangeability that you can run between these to open up a whole host of ideas to you. And it might be that you don't only want to mix and match within that collection. You might say, well, actually, and I've just dropped the smallest ones on the floor, so I'm going to try and find them. You might say, well, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in, let's move these over, I'm going to bring in the postage edge with the pierced line to go in the centre of it. So I've now got my postage going in there. And then I'm going to go down to my squares with the pierced detail, and I'm going to cut that. And then I'm going to bring in a plain square, which I haven't, and I'm going to put that in the middle so I can cut that out. Or I might choose to actually make up a bit of a pattern with the pierced from the squares. So I'm going to cut that there and at the top there, and everything's going to match throughout for me. Now you might spot at this stage that our dies have changed colour. They used to be silver. They are now that beautiful Creative Expressions copper. It just unifies our brand and keeps them all together and all lovely and very, very elegant. But they all cut the same. They're all exactly the same way, but it gives you that uniform ability to mix and match between all of them. So, DL nesting dies, stage 1 of this release. But we couldn't just leave you with DL panels. We knew that you needed more to do with these. We know that you need more things to create with them. So we had to bring you a few other elements to go with them. Before we move on though, I'm going to show you the boards because I haven't done that, have I? So that's your plain ones, that's your fluted ones, this one is your postage ones, and this is giving you a glimpse at that stitch, or dash, sorry, dash within this one. So if you wish to take just the dash elements and place them out onto your card, and this might be a card blank, it might not be that we've cut it out, this could be an out of the packet DL from the store card blank that you're going to place these onto and just add in that dash edge around the side of it. Or it might be that you want to do the same with the pierced, or it might be that you want to do the same with the stitch. But each of these separate lines we talk about, that's what we're chatting, that's why we do it. It gives you that ability to cut them in and create backgrounds with them, or to give an elegant finish to your cards. It also means that we can of course nest them into each of the dies and create that effect around each of those outside edges. Again, whether we interchange the outside edges to go with the different stitch or dash details, or whether we stick within one set. But this is what the quality is that it's bringing you. That's what it's giving you, that versatility, that ability to play between them. Okay, now we move on. We've chatted nesting dies. Let's move on to the pretty bits. These are essential. We can't be without them, but we certainly need some pretty bits to go with them. So let's chat Dragonfly DL. So this is our filigree Dragonfly panel. This again, recommended retail price $19.99. In this set you have 3 dies. You have your main panel, giving you that dragonfly area. You then have an outside edge. Now the outside edge is really important because with it, it means it's going to cut it out. Without it, it means it's going to stay in place. Now I've mixed my edges up, so forgive me. We'll chat edges again in a second, but we're going to look at the main panel. So that's your main panel, and it's going to stay attached to your card on all sides. So again, we go back to them store-bought card blanks. You could purchase a store-bought card blank, you could cut this into the front of it, and you could have this as an aperture. I'll show you how that works soon. Or you can bring in the outside edge, and you can trim it out as a freestanding panel, and it's going to look like this one here. You can use that panel on its own to make a backing plate to go behind it. Around the edge of this, we then have a frame. Now, I haven't got the right frame for this one, but it doesn't matter. And this is one of the big points to this collection. This is your frame. Every one of these panels comes with a frame. Every frame is different, so you can intermix them throughout the collection. The one that comes with this one is actually like a dotty, debossed dot pattern. These match up to our patchwork collection, and it's the same concept. It means that we can place them over the top, we can use them as background layers, we can build up with them. We can even take this one and place that into the middle of it and have it as a slightly larger DL panel to cut out instead if we prefer, giving you all of the abilities to mat and layer and create with those as you see them. So that one is our dragonfly. Let's show you some inspiration with that one while we're here, because it'll be nice for you to actually see some cards as we go through them. So here's one I've done with some gilding flakes, and I've toned the gilding flakes down with a black stays-on pad over the top. So we've got gold and our ocean waves. So it ended up, I'll be honest with you, ended up looking a little bit Norwich City. Was very green and yellow, and I thought, I don't like that, what am I going to do about it? So I brought out a stays-on, patted it over the top and just toned it down so it went more antique-y. This one coloured in with alcohol markers and then using our metallic waxes over the top of it to give a completely different effect. This one, and I'm going to have to open this, this is on Ooh La La. Ooh La, ooh la, ooh la la, if we can get into it. I tied the knot, so I've done it too tight. Honestly, what am I like? Now this is rather cold. Let me see if I can get into this, because you need to see it in all its glory, so bear with me. Just 1 second. I didn't want to do this before because I knew I'd be waffling for hours. This is done by our lovely Wendy on our DT. Can you see that? And it's not easy in a studio that's full of lighting, but inside it she's placed little lights that light up and turn this into a beautiful lantern. She's used our enchanted sprinkles on acetate with our glue to create this amazing stained glass effect. Isn't that stunning? Absolutely spectacular. Imagine these on a table, a special birthday party, maybe a wedding, something along those lines. Isn't that absolutely glorious? So I'll pass it off to Pete so he can turn that off so we save the battery, and we'll bring in just a couple more cards to give you some more inspiration. This one here done by Ian, cut and layered to form this lovely 3D effect. This one here done by Lynn. Lynn's used our gemstones glitters over a self-adhesive sheet and placed that onto an acetate panel, and then placed an a glittery sparkly sentiment on the inside of it. So you've got that beautiful open effect where that's kind of shining through. She's also added vellum underneath the wings of the dragonflies. There's another one here. This one's done by Sharon. Sharon's used our enchanted sprinkles to make up the background, very pretty. And Diane's used our mica mists to make up the background on this one. And then this is a rather wow card. Look at this. This one again done by Diane, and that opens to stand as a 3D card with the panels decorating both sides and the background there in the centre. Isn't that a wow? Doesn't that look incredible? Absolutely beautiful and decorated all throughout to make the most beautiful effect. So that's panel number 1, our decorative panels. That one was our dragonflies. Now we couldn't just stop at one because we knew that you're going to need to use multiple panels throughout projects to make multiple decorations. When we looked at that incredible light up lantern that Wendy shared with us, if you remember, Wendy had a different panel on another side to it, didn't she? She didn't have dragonflies all the way around, she had different panels. So let's bring in another one. This one is our butterflies DL. So again, same idea, same concept, 3 dies. Different frame, this time giving you an embossed line running around it. Separate background panel, separate cut-in die, your choice of where you cut it out to. A few cards created with this one to give you some inspiration, whether we're cutting it in directly to the front of our card and then adding a frame over the top of it to create an aperture, or whether we're using the frame and building up over the top of that to begin with, whether we're drop shadowing it using our pearl card that will be available on the shows this week and our gold mirror card, or whether like this one here by Diane, paper piecing back together. Now it's very easy with DL cards to think we can only create DL with them. Diane shows perfectly here how we can bring in another one of our panels and we can build this together. And you'll also spot Diane's used the small patchwork version of the same DL panel, because everything coordinates, everything matches, to build up that front panel as well. Even using the wavy lined frame from the patchwork collection to go in with our DL collection. Coordination all throughout. This one's gorgeous. This one again is Lynn's. Lynn has created this one with our enchanted sprinkles. Wendy has created this beautiful piece of home decor. I've just pushed the butterflies down a little, so I'm just going to bring those up. But we've got beautiful butterflies on a canvas, actually even on its own little easel. Absolutely stunning, and showing how we can take this off into home decor if we prefer. And then another one here done by lovely, who was this one? Wendy. Wendy's done this one, of course, using our mica mist to create that beautiful white on white effect, which would be good for next week's homework, but we'll chat more about homework a little later on. So that's our second panel as we go through these beautiful, beautiful ornate panels. If we move on to our next one after this, we are looking flowers. And I'm going to keep that out actually, because you're going to see how this all coordinates throughout. And this again was very important to me. If I bring those two in, and we bring this one in, our third panel in the collection, our exotic floral DL, you're going to spot straight away how the foliage matches from this set throughout these ones. And that was done intentionally, because it might mean that you want to put a floral panel one side of this dragonfly, flip it around and put it at the top of that side, so that nothing's too repetitive, but yet the swirls and the foliage coordinate throughout all of them. You might prefer to actually bring in the butterfly and place that either side with a floral, or, as we've laid them out here, go for a butterfly, a floral, and then of course our dragonflies. So it just gives you more options and ways to create. Now I know I haven't shared with you all of the inspiration through those yet, but I'm going to skip forward a little. And we're not done with panels yet, but I do want to share these with you while we're talking about them, because it all matches in. We couldn't just leave you with having the flowers in panel form, so we've brought you the exotic foliage and the exotic blooms in die form on their own too. So you've now got the flowers that match up over the top of this, so you can cut these in another colour and stick them over the top of those ones. You've then got the leaves as well, the foliage, to build up and create matching foliage and flowers to go through the rest of your project. The flowers are $13.99 recommended retail price, and so is the foliage. So $13.99 for each of those sets. We'll look at some inspiration with those in just a second, but let's share with you the board for our flower panel, because that's really important that you get to see how beautiful that looks, how filigree and delicate that is to work with. Now, when we start bringing in some creations, just a small amount of inspiration, just quickly, and this is nice, this is one I've done, where I'm showing you, because they stay in, if we don't use them outside edges, we can cut into different panels. Maybe it's a tag, maybe it's a card blank, it can be all manner of different items that you can start cutting into, create different effects. Now, there are so many beautiful pieces of inspiration here as we flick through these. Honestly, I could keep you here for absolutely hours sharing all of this lot with you. But of course, we're going to be posting lots of this and sharing inspiration, not only on the shows that are coming up, but I'm sure there'll be more inspiration on next week's Monday Night Natter, as well as Gwen's Thursday Night Natter this week too. Now, I'm going to open this little box because this is really beautiful to see as well. This one's done by Diane. Diane's gone to town. I love it when our DT make these little boxes. We're so lucky. We have such an incredible DT. But in here, Diane's used the flowers and the foliage to go through and build up these little cards with matching envelopes, all nested inside the box with the matching panel on the top. And you're also getting to see here how the die set matches up to go over the top of that panel too. Now, there is also a card under this, because it might be easy to see it on the card. This one I think is done by Ian. Yeah, Ian. Ian loves black and gold. He's very good at black and gold cards. And the way he's layered these together is all by using the matching die set from the flowers, layering that over the top of the background panel. So everything, as always, is working together. It just makes it easier for you, doesn't it? It means everything's going to coordinate and you don't have to worry about how you're going to layer them, how you're going to create that effect. All of that heavy lifting has been created for you. Now, while I'm putting these away, I'm going to leave these out, because this is our flower boards. And I think you're going to agree when you see them in board form, just how beautiful these are. So these, of course, are our exotic blooms and our exotic foliage. Now with these, you can see you've got the ability to cut them out. You've then got outside dies that run around them, and you can then put them back together to create layered effects if you would like to. If you want matching sizes to them, so not this extra frame around them, then cut 2 pieces of card at once and you'll have the perfect size to go underneath them. With these ones, what we've done this time is we've given you filigree leaves and debossed leaves. You can of course use them on their own, but you can of course bring them together to create layered effects as well. And we'll give them to you in both directions, in both styles, so that you can build up your corners, your borders, your reeves, have everything coordinate through all the way throughout for you. Okay, let's move on to another panel unless there are any questions from Peter's corner.
Only who was it? A lovely Denise.
Good evening, Denise.
Laura's mother.
Hello, Laura's
They're
mum.
looking at robbing a bank, but they're worried that they've all closed down, so they're going to struggle.
Oh, I don't know if we can aid and abet
We
this
can't advocate
conversation.
bank robberies, can we?
We can't. We shouldn't.
We shouldn't.
We really, really shouldn't. But there is an awful lot here to sort of wrap your head around. And a huge shout out, as always, to our incredible DT for creating all of these amazing cards to share with you. We are so lucky to have such an incredible DT that works so hard to bring you all of these amazing creations. This is absolutely beautiful. This one's done by Ian, if I remember rightly. Ian's used our ornate panel and he's created that front and back panel and then gone off on a tangent with the middle using our corners. And you can see lots of our layering dies being brought in to create the different layers running throughout this project. Now, Ian went for a Merry Christmas on this one, and I can certainly see why, because of the poinsettias and the style that he's gone for, but couldn't this just as easily be a golden wedding, a beautiful birthday card? It could be so many different anniversaries, weddings, bits like that, couldn't it? So elegant, so pretty. Now, Diane, this one gives me Harry Potter vibes. I don't know why. I think it's the 2 sides part, but I like it. I love it. I think it's beautiful. But Diane's created this yellow and black one, and she's used our misters over the top of this one. Ian's come in this time with our pumpkins, of course, from our autumn release. It just happened last week. Our autumn collection come out to stockists around the world just last week. On this one, he's used 2 of the panel cuts and then built up using our wood grain stamp to make his little happy Halloween sign. Now this again is lovely. This one is Wendy. Wendy has worked very hard here to create this brick wall effect and then made this little pocket and put the tools into them and used that ornate panel to make the fretwork panel at the front there. Doesn't that look really cool and give you a whole host of different ideas on what you could be creating with this panel? Now this one, of course, just in case I didn't give you the name for this one, this is our Fretwork DL. And again, recommended retail price $19.99. I feel I just see a comment from Fran asking about what do we do with all of the samples. We don't part with them, Fran. Honestly, we don't part with anything. We are hoarders. All of our samples from each of our releases is all catalogued and boxed, ready for the next time we bring you inspiration from that release and that collection. Here we don't tend to clear products. Very rare we clear a product, and we know that at some point it will come back and we will do a new collection to go with it, or we'll do another release built around it. So we keep hold of all of the cards to make sure that we have more inspiration to go with it and to bring you fresh inspiration as well as original inspiration when it gets to the stage that we have chance to bring you more from that release or that collection. So like these panels, I have a feeling, and I don't know, but I have a feeling we'll probably bring you more panels that would, of course, coordinate with these later down the line. So there's just a few of our happy birthday ones. Again, I love this one because it is available for or usable for just about every member of the family. You know, colour, style, design. You can take this off into so many different tangents, whether you team it with the florals, you team it with them ornate panels, you team it with our flakes, our glitters. I don't know about you, but each time I pick up a different card here, I'm thinking of another family member, another friend that's going to work for. My niece, who's 26-ish, would probably really like this golden pink one, but I could also see that a lovely child in the family might really enjoy the bright colours of this one. And it's just thinking about all of those different people, all of those different ages, all of those different numbers, birthdays, that I'm going to be able to bring these in and stick an 18 on it, stick a 21 on it, stick a 5 on it, stick a 95 on it, and it still work, because let's be honest, birthdays are all about the cake and the balloons and the celebrations, and this one's got all of that in it for you. So when it comes to making a birthday card, it's going to be nice and simple to do. And sometimes actually that's really lovely, especially when we talk about teenagers. This one on the top here, which I really love, done by Diane, I honestly couldn't think of any member of my family that I couldn't send that to. Whether it is my nephew, who's 26, Daniel, who's our warehouse manager, whether it's my niece, who is 15, and at that stage that she sort of grunts on birthdays and sort of just about says hello, I might change the colours, but the layout, the style, that would work perfectly. Right the way through to my mum, my dad, you know, everybody would appreciate that card depending on the colours that I chose to do it with. Now on to our last product to introduce you to. If you're all still awake and with us, let's show you our last panel. This one is our Grand DL, and it's grand because I look at it, oh my goodness, is it luxury in a panel. This time we've got 3 dies. We've got that different outside frame, which every one of them is going to come with. We've got that same option to cut out that panel, and then we've got our main filigree panel. And this one, of course, could go in all the directions depending on what you'd like to do with it. Reminds me a bit of Versace. Don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but it does. It gives me Versace vibes. We was with Chanel earlier, now we're with Versace. I feel I've got a little bit posher than Aldi and Lidl this week, but it doesn't matter. It's up to you where you take it, the colours you create it with, and of course the styles that you wish to put it into. Ian has gone here for it being a Christmas background. Diane has gone for this very cool, dark, moody, masculine card, which I really love. The way she's teamed our crushed velvet with the gold and then with this beautiful craft card. Doesn't that look very luxurious? Then Lynn, has gone off and teamed it with a motorbike. Wendy has gone off and teamed it with our script stamp in silvers and lilacs. So it just shows how this could be worked into so many different colours. This one by Sharon, keeping it really cool in the whites, the blacks and the reds. So again, one panel, so many different styles that you could take that off to, so many different ways you're going to be able to use that one. Okay, don't forget there will be more inspiration on Thursday evening with Gwen, who will be sharing more samples with you and answering more of your questions with this collection when she gives you a few more demos with it. Do we have any questions about anything we've had a little look at so far, Peter?
No, I don't think so.
Are we sure?
The only possible one was from Heather, asking if she can order the DL collection from Crafts in Australia. I don't think Jeanette's placed. I think she's got shows on, isn't she, I believe?
Nobody's ordered this one yet because we haven't yet told them about it.
That's why they haven't.
I haven't yet ordered it.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
There you are.
Tomorrow.
Jeanette will be all over it.
Because of our secret with our dear Sue, nobody was aware of our Sue arrival in that sense.
You were trying them, weren't you?
What? Trying
Your
what?
Sue's
Sue's-piration. Sue's-piration. So it has all been kept very under wraps. So our stockists, they're allowed to start ordering tomorrow for both collections. So keep an eye out. I'm sure Crafts will probably be having this in. They're an incredible stockist. They really are, actually. Genuinely, we're very lucky. We work very closely with a lot of our stockists around the world. And Craft is one of our biggest stockists in Australia. Jeanette actually put up a tour the other day, didn't she? Of her booth at one of the shows. And it was so lovely to see all of our products in Australia ready to go at that show. Honestly, there are pinch me moments as we kind of move and grow as a company. And when you actually see your products that you've designed and created and worked tirelessly to bring, actually the other side of the world available for crafters to purchase, that's a dream come true. That's nothing short of a dream come true. It's amazing. So yeah, keep an eye out for Craft. I'm sure she'll have them. Now, one thing I wanted to talk to you about before I get all sentimental, this is not new, but it is improved. We always do this. We listen to everything you say. We might not always respond. We might not always have an answer. We might not always be able to tell you what's going on behind the scenes. But we launched our Gemstones glitter in these very fancy perfume style bottles, and we absolutely loved them. But we listened to a little bit of your feedback and we found that actually we could improve on design. So now we are bringing you, and this is something that you're going to see just come in so you know it's coming. This isn't something where all of that lot's gone. It's just something that we're telling you to be aware of. You're going to start to see our gemstones glitter appear in these styles of jars instead. Value for money wise, do not fear, you are not losing any value, you are not gaining any value. They are the same amount of glitter in these as what is in these. But it just means when you use it, you'll be able to put it back into the jar slightly easier. Now they will of course look different to our gemstones texture paste. If I bring in one of our texture pastes to give you an idea, our texture pastes have the silver lid, so point of difference, and a wraparound label. These ones have no label on the side, it's just on the top, and you can see the loose glitter inside them. And already today we have had diamond white and the black onyx arrive. So again, stockists have of course already got the original perfume style bottle ones, nothing wrong with them, same value, same everything, other than the plastic bottle it comes in. We just felt these might be slightly easier for you to work with moving forward. So as time goes on, and this will probably take us about a year, it's not going to be an overnight thing, but as we restock all of our perfume style bottles, they will be changing to the cylinder style bottles instead. So keep an eye on that. It's just nice for you to know that that's what's going on. And when you see them on this week's shows on Hobby Maker, if you think, have they brought out a new glitter? Is that something chunkier, thinner, different? It's exactly the same glitter. It's just the container that's changed. Okay? We like to keep you up to date with these things. As a brand, we have to evolve, we have to change, we have to do and listen to what you ask and what you need from us. But it's always nice to be transparent about why we're doing that and what's going on behind the scenes. And that's what we're trying to do with you. Okay, shall we do a quick demo? I'm conscious that I feel we've been chatting for hours and you are possibly bored of me already. It's been a long day today. It's been a good day, a lovely day. Not a complaint on my side. But if you tuned into our craft o'clock earlier, you already had an hour earlier of me chatting on and on and on. And now I'm here chatting on and on and on. You might actually just like me to disappear. So we're not going to linger forever. But we will do what I'm going to call, I don't know, what am I going to call it? I don't know.
think we're all worried at what you might call it. Quick question, lovely.
Oh, good.
Kim Deer. Evening, Kim.
Evening, Kim.
Asked what colour crushed velvet did Diane use on that DL card?
That's a jolly good question.
Yeah.
Jolly good
Is
question,
it the denim
Kim.
one or Thunderfog? Have you got that card down?
Thunderfog's grey.
Yeah.
That'll be denim.
Dark
It's going to be the dark denim, isn't it? It's this one here, but that doesn't help me because I don't have a packet for it. But it's this one which is used. Is it denim?
Yep.
We're going with denim. Final answer from the corner, denim.
We are indeed.
Okay, we will go with denim.
And then, sorry to interrupt you.
No,
Mary, lovely Mary Ellis says,
Evening, Mary.
can you show me a better look at the blue bauble behind you, please?
The blue bauble.
Trying to work out, does she mean
this one
up there?
Oh.
Oh, we've just lost a gem, I think.
Lost a pearl.
Oh.
Lost a pearl. Of course I can. Let's go back to our overhead. So this is one that we actually did, and actually it's a really good one to talk about because this die is again available on Hobby Maker this week. So if you haven't seen it yet, it's an older one, it's out with the stockists. So you know, you don't have to wait for Hobby Maker, you can get it ordered at a stockist already, but it will be on the Hobby Maker shows this week. Sue has got a demo coming up with this one. This is our snowflake border die. So all I've done for this one is it stays in your card. So I've cut it twice and I've used a circular die to put over the top and cut it out. And then I've layered it on top of a circle. I've then used one of our rectangles, but you could use the middle from the DLs to just fold up and over to make the little part for the bauble, the little bell cap. I've added a ribbon to tie around it just to give it a pretty bit. And then on the reverse of it, I've folded my card and I've trimmed off a little bit at the bottom here so that when it stands on that straight edge at the back of the card. So it opens as a tent fold and gives support to the front. But just create, cut, and build. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, and you've got any questions, yell. If it wasn't the card that you was asking about, the project you was asking about, again, just let us know, and we'll dig into another one behind us. Okay, so this is one of Sue's cards, and I thought this evening it would be really nice. Sue, of course, can't be here in person this evening because she is setting off on her merry travels to make sure that she is here with us on Saturday. But I thought it'd be nice if we was to bring in some of Sue's cards, and I'm going to do a rough attempt at making them. rough attempt. We'll do this one this evening, shall we? So what we're going to do to begin with is we're going to talk about that lovely background die. So we're going to use this part here and we're going to cut this one out. Now I'm going to start off with a piece of coconut white because I haven't bought any silver, so we're going to add that onto the top there. We're going to put our plate on the top of that and we're going to send that through the machine. Now while that is going through, should we cheat and do a little bit of layering? So we're going to use our steel pearl from our pearl card and we're going to use our silver mirror card to create our base layer for our card, and we're working on a 7x7 white card blank. I've got challenge Annika then. Feared that my plate would fall out the other end. Okay, so my die has gone through beautifully. Now let's have a little look. Pete had my pokey tool earlier, so let's see if I can retrieve that, just so I don't have to tap on the desk and give you all earache. So we're going to take this out from in the die. Now as we can see, as always with Sue's dies, everything is cut beautifully, everything looks lovely, everything is cut to perfection. A couple of bits here that we just need to go in and poke out, but every single dot, one pass through the machine, no need to twist, no need to shim, no need to do anything else, and we have got a beautiful background. Now I know this is snow, but it could be confetti for a wedding. It could be a lovely sort of mixed media background. It could be so many different things, streamers, party poppers, all of those bits come to mind. Now, all we would do next is take that square from in our square set, that's this set if you remember, and we would take this one, a second one down, so this edge, the black edge here, we'd place that onto the top and we would cut out that window. Now we could then use the outside edges again to cut a backing plate to go behind it. Now I know I'm changing colours and I'm changing styles slightly, but I'm very conscious that you've been with me for hours, so I'm going to speed up a little. But I've gone through, I've trimmed out the middle, and I've put silver mirror card on the back of that panel, so that we then have that looking very pretty. Now I have cheated. When Sue does her beautiful cards, Sue always, it's Sue's signature. Sue goes around them with a pokey tool and a piercing ruler, and she pokes and pierces that beautiful edge that you can see running round. It's her signature. She does it on every card. She's done it on every card for years and years and years and years, and it's absolutely beautiful. But I thought I'd cheat, so don't tell Sue. Instead, I've brought in our scalloped and pierced squares, and I'm going to add that detail around the edge of this. We're then going to take off the tape from this one, and we're going to place this on top of our card. I'm having panics now. Have I done this right? I don't know. Can I fit that in there? Oh, I can fit that in there. Oh, it's a lot harder to make a card when you haven't made the card. I had a little panic. Did you hear the panic?
I could hear the panic. I
had a little panic. I was like, I think I've done this wrong. I haven't done this wrong. We're all right, Sue. If you are there, we're all right. So the middle that we've trimmed out, we're going to bring in a square with a self-adhesive sheet on it. Again, cut from that same square die. We're going to use the panel that we've trimmed out of the middle, and we're going to put that back together so that we've now got stickiness underneath each of those holes. We're going to find that pot of glitter that I just opened, and we're going to bring that in, and we're going to sprinkle it through those holes so that we now end up with a white glittery background in between each of those apertures. So we don't need loads of this. This one, of course, is our diamond white. It has the matching diamond white texture paste too. So we could do some stenciling over the top if we prefer, or add some details if that's somewhere else to our project. And we're going to tap that off. So we end up with beautiful glitter, really fine detail glitter, shining through in each of those little openings, giving us a really nice tone on tone effect. Our lovely, easy to use, very ridiculously jam-packed pots, as you can see, are going to be great for being able to put the glitter back into really, really easily. We're then going to bring in one I've done earlier, one I've had done earlier. I always say I've done it, I've not done it. That would be cheating for me to say I've done it. My lovely parents make all of my kits for me. I often confess this, but they work very hard to bring in each of my kits and to make them so that I don't have to. It gives me more time to make projects to be able to share with you, and they are very, very good. They make them all here at HQ ready to bring you inspiration with. So I'm going to place that down back into the middle. We're going to check that we're opening in the right direction, which we are, and we could leave that as it is. But Sue wanted to add more to this. Sue loves a layer. She loves to build up, as we all do. So she's used the frames, again, from in that set. We'll go back to this set once again, and she's going to use these two pieces, so the outside one there and the outside one here, to create a matching silver frame. And we're going to bring this in to layer over the top of that aperture and to just neaten it up slightly. So we'll place that down. Now again, at this stage, I know we're heading for a Christmas card, but this card could be for just about any occasion, couldn't it? This would make a lovely anniversary card. It could be a birthday card. It could be a silver anniversary. It could be a wedding card. It could be so many different occasions, because at this stage, what have we got? A really pretty colour scheme, a really delicate background, and a small little air of glitter. That could be so many different occasions. So we're going to bring some glue out. We're going to place that onto our mat. And we're going to bring in our blending tool that we use just for the glue. And we're going to bring in our coconut white pierced and cut frame. And we're going to add the glue around the edges. And I'm just cheating really, just so I don't have to be too neat. We're going to add this all the way around it. So we can lift that and we can place that down over the top of that silver backing plate. We'll give that a second to grab. And we've now got that beautifully framed aperture that we have created. In the middle of this, we're going to bring in our angels. Now for speed, these have already been cut out for us. And you can see we've got a coconut white, a silver mirror card, and that same steel pearl card. And we're going to trim different pieces off of this. And I'm not going to do all of this because you probably have got to the point already you're thinking, I need to catch up with EastEnders. I don't need to listen to Jamie for life. So I'm going to be quick on this one. But all we would do is trim off the different pieces. So we could start off here with the coconut white. We could then bring in our steel one, trim off the wings, trim out the head, trim off the hands, and place that over the top of the coconut white one, colouring in the hair and the hands and the details. We can then go to the silver mirror and we can cut off the filigrees and the details and the swishes that are found around the dress. And we can then layer those over the top of that one. And that would give us this really beautiful, delicate, layered angel. Very easy to achieve, very, very pretty, without too much cutting and layering. And if you don't like cutting and layering, then of course you could colour in instead. You could highlight with waxes. You could cut from different colours. There's so many ways in which you're going to be able to create different effects with that one. Then, using a circle die, we've created, or Sue has created, a little moon for our angel to be standing in front of. So we're going to bring in some of our glue once again. We're going to place that onto there. And we're going to place our moon up in the sky. And then we're going to bring this part in and we're going to stand it just off to one side within our window. Then using our wordies, and we also have wordies, I believe, on this week's shows too, don't we?
We do indeed.
Yep. I've had a feeling Sue had requested wordies.
Yep.
So we're going to add the word Christmas blessings onto the base there to finish that card off. Now mine isn't as good as Sue's. I won't for 1 second pretend it is. But it's not too far off, and it shows how easy it is to achieve with Sue's products, the Sue look. Because Sue has a look, she has a style. To me, it's a very elegant, luxurious, layered style, and it's really lovely to see actually how we can bring these products together without too much bother, without too much hassle, and create some incredible effects. Now, if you would like to win the card I have just made, all I would like to know this evening is what is your favourite Sue die ever? Now, it could be one of the ones we're talking about this evening. It could be one of the angels. It could be one of the brand new ones. It could be anything you'd like to mention from tonight's collection. Or it could be a happy birthday circle from 5 years ago or a snowflake die from 20 years ago. Doesn't matter where we go with this, just tell us which one your favourite is. Okay. Do we have any questions or any bits that we need to chat about so far this evening?
I think I missed a question from Jan. Sorry, Jan. asking
You've
about
got
if we
to
have
watch him, Jan.
any.
You've got to
she,
watch him.
Sheila's picked me up on it.
Good old Sheila.
She's got a crack at that whip. Asking about any stockists in Spain. It's an ongoing thing with us since the UK government changed.
I'm going to put you over to the official camera.
Oh dear, no, I felt
You're
the pressure
doing your
there.
official bit.
No,
Go
no,
to
no,
the
no,
official
no. I felt the
camera.
pressure then. But no, since I think it was Europe changed the rules. You have to have special licenses and that to be able to export to Europe now. Whilst we're looking at getting a distributor over there, at this stage we can't comply because we're so small a company. There's a lot of legislation that you have to tick the boxes of for us to be able to do that. We're hoping to find a distributor, aren't we, to work with, but a lot of our products will all need separate codes on them, and yeah, lots of bits like that. So bear with us. It's something we're trying to work on, but at the moment we cannot do it, can we, James?
We cannot. The bit that Pete is very tactfully not telling you, which is very good, but I will try and clarify just a smidge for you. And this is our understanding, and nobody's ever corrected us on this. I think we're on the right path from what we can see. One of the rules that's in place, just to give you an idea of the hoops we have to jump through, is that you have to have somebody in Europe, not in the UK, in Europe, that will represent your brand, and they have to be able to talk 6 languages. So if, for instance, you have a problem with a product, instead of ringing us and talking to us about it, you have to ring that person in that office and say, does this colour glitter come in another colour? You're not allowed to talk to us, you have to talk to them. And because of that, that's one of the biggest costs associated with it. And they estimate that for a small company, it costs £100,000 a year to become compliant. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with our products in any way, shape or form. It just means that we have to have the infrastructure put in place to tick the relevant boxes to be EU friendly. And for a company our size, it's just too much of an outlay. That's years ahead of where we're at. So the laws might change, the rules might change. If they do, then we will certainly supply Europe once again. It's funny, we was having this chat the other day, wasn't we? And we were saying how if you go around the supermarkets here in the UK now, so many products say on them, not for sale in the EU. And that's why. It isn't just a craft thing, it isn't just a toothpaste thing. It's a big thing across so many products, so many manufacturers, that they've kind of said, well, actually, it's not justifiable to go back into Europe, so we're not going to do it. And that's a really sad place to be. But hopefully, as time goes on, somebody will wake up and the rules will change and things will get a bit easier. So we'll see. Fingers crossed on that one. But if me and Pete are right, that's how we've interpreted the kind of rules and ways that it's meant to be. Okay, one last very quick demo, and I'm just going to squidge this in because I really love it. And I think it's a nice one to show you how you can do different with DL. DL, sometimes we think we're just going to work and create a DL. This one we're going to make instead using a piece of card to create this beautiful opening up of a card. You can thicken this up if you want to, you can multi-cut it, you could put acetate behind it, you can do all sorts with it. But for me, I really love how delicate this is and how pretty this is when it stands open. So I'm just going to do it from one cut, one piece of card, but there's no reason why you couldn't strengthen this if it's what you would like to do with it. But it is just trying to show you a concept and a different idea of what you could be creating. So for this one, all we're going to do is we're going to bring in our die. We're going to use our dragonfly and we're going to place it down onto the left side of our plate. And we're going to bring in a piece of card and we're going to go for a piece of coconut white and we're going to place it on the top of it and we're going to send this through our machine. Now we are not using the outside edge and we are not using the outside frame. This means that it's going to stay attached to the card. It's not going to cut away, it's going to stay in place. And that is what we need it to do. That is where we want it to be. So once this has gone through, have you got my roly tool, Peter? Oh, I might not need it actually. Do not fear. There we go. All cut for us absolutely beautifully. So we'll just get that one big chunky bit out of the way. A couple of little bits there that we can poke out. Now straight away we can see that actually we could be doing a lot of different techniques for this. We could be going off on a lot of different styles with this. We could actually frame that. We could multi-cut. We could bring in another panel. We could say, well, actually, We're going to add that ornate panel beside it, and we're going to send that through, and we're going to make a whole thing going on. We could have cut it this way instead and gone down there and made lots of different panels with it, but actually this is where we want it to be. Now you would do this on a guillotine, but as I don't have a guillotine to hand, I'm going to use a pair of scissors. And all we're going to do is we're going to trim away and take off that bit. My cutting with scissors is not good, so forgive me, which, do you know what, is really bad, because I used to cut net curtain for a living and we used to have perfect straight lines. So, but that's one of those talents that as the years go by, the talent gets lost. So I rely much more on a guillotine now than a pair of scissors. But that's what we're aiming for. We're going to trim that part out, and we're going to have this panel as you see it here. Now, of course, that means it's perfectly attached to that area. We could do so many different folds for this, so many different techniques for this, but we're going to keep it really simple because we don't have to be complicated. We're going to bring in a piece of card, and the card I'm using for this is 8 inches by 7. So I've taken an 8x8 card and I've cut the base off of it. I've then folded that back, so I've now got a 4-inch panel on the side here. I'm then going to bring this in, and I'll show you with the one I've just done so you can see how it's going to fit. But I'm going to bring this in and I'm going to place that down. Now don't forget your A4 card is 8 1/4. So mine is slightly bigger than it needs to be. So you can work out there which 1/4 inch you want to cut off. Do you want to cut it off from this side where we've got a little bit more real estate, or do we want to bring that over and take it off from this side where we've got a little less going on? We could have a little strip there. So on my ones, I've favoured it. So I have the bigger bit this side and trim off from that side. Obviously with a guillotine, trim it so it's the same sizes. Now with mine, we're going to bring this one in, and we're going to bring in a panel that I've already created so that we can add this on. Now I've added a piece of cornflower blue card to the front of mine, just so it all coordinates. And I've kept this really simple because I didn't want it to be complicated. We're going to add some glue onto there. I'm purposely going onto the card blank because this is fractionally longer. So if I put the glue onto here, it could stick to this part, and we don't want it to do that. So we're going to bring this in and we're going to place it down over the edges. We're going to let that bond for just a second. Now, if you did want to multi-stack these, if you want to drop shadow that, if you want to put acetate behind it, you want to put vellum behind it, you want to strengthen that in any way, then of course do it before we stick the front panel on. And we could have stuck that 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 deep. So that's a really prominent deep fixture that looks like we've cut it from grey board or chipboard or mountboard or something like that. But I actually really like it to have a bit of movement. I think that gives a much more elegant and luxurious feel to it. We're then going to flip this over and we're going to go onto the inside of the card. Now, I didn't wish to cover the inside of my card. I wanted that cornflower blue to shine through from the inside. This, of course, is our cornflower blue from the foundation range. So we're going to bring this in and we're going to place that down into the middle there. Over this side, because we do need to make sure there is somewhere to write on this card, we need to tell Bob that it's for Bob. So we need somewhere to write, "Dear Bob, Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday," whatever it is that we wish to tell Bob. So we're going to add on this little piece of white card, and then we've now got our insert. But we haven't lost, as we look through the front of it, that beautiful blue shining through. If we'd put white on the inside of there, it's pretty, it's nice, but we've lost that impact. To me, it's about the colours coming through from under it that really makes that pop. Now, you could go white on white, you could add glitter to this, you could decorate that up in a different fashion. But to me, it was that pop of colour, that blue shining through, that really made me go, ooh. Which is what we want to do, isn't it? As we make projects, as we make cards, we want that ooh moment, that ah. Sound like fireworks, don't I? Okay, down this little strip, we're going to add on another piece of blue and white so it all coordinates. And then on the outside of the card, we're going to bring in another piece of white card. Now this one I've put onto a scoreboard and I've scored it at every ½ centimetre, just so it's got a bit of texture. You could put it through with a stencil, you could stamp on it if you wanted to, you could do all of your different card making and paper craft techniques to it if you wish. But actually I really wanted this to be quite plain because I want that panel to do the singing for me. I want that to be the bit that everyone goes, ooh, to. If I do too much over here, we might detract from that bit. you might look at this differently. You might shadow that, you might layer that, you might colour that in so it's got more colour, so nothing is going to detract from it. Then all we're going to do to finish this off is we're going to bring in With Love on a little sentiment panel and place that onto the side. These sentiment panels and that sentiment are again available on the Hobby Maker shows this week. So you'll be able to purchase those if you've not seen them before there. And that gives us that ability to have the blue shine through from underneath. So 7 by 8 inch card, folded in half on the front to make a 4-inch panel, and then layered onto that. Very, very quick, very easy to do. And although I've shared it with you today using the dragonfly panel, this could of course be done with any of the panels we're looking at. Imagine a happy birthday done there instead. Imagine that really ornate panel done and then flowers built up over it as a trellis. Imagine the Versace panel, which I can't keep calling because I'll get a letter telling me I'm not allowed to, but that kind of panel being placed into there instead and then building up on top of that. It doesn't matter which one you go with, I have a feeling that's going to look a really beautiful and easy to create card. So again, we're going to give this one away. So if you haven't already, let us know in the comments which is your favourite Sue die ever. Whether it's one we've spoke about this evening in the brand new release, whether it's one that's been out for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, or come out last Christmas. Doesn't matter. Let us know in the comments which one your favourite is, and we will pick one lucky winner. While you're getting your last minute entries in for that, should we do a quick recap and then we're going to leave you in peace because you've been with me for a very long time this evening and you're probably sick of me. So, just to recap, our Woodware stockist launch takes place tomorrow morning. It is tomorrow morning at 10 AM. All of these goodies, all of the stamps, the stencils and the paper pads are going to be available for the very first time from our stockists around the world. Now, as I mentioned, there is limited stock availability across the board. Right here at HQ, we have already had to put the Hobby Maker shows onto extended dispatch for the 24th of September. So when I say there is limited stock, there really is limited stock. I'm not trying to push you. It will be back. It will be back towards the end of September. But if you're in a hurry, then don't dilly-dally tomorrow at 10. I don't mean it nastily, I just mean it honestly. I'm always happy to be honest and say we've got thousands of these, there's no rush. But if we've got a few of them, and I know it's something you might want to get your hands on, I prefer to be honest with you so you know that there's a potential issue if you leave it long. That collection will be launching here in the UK at the Mulberry Bush, Glitter Bits Crafts and Gifts, Hazel's Crafts, Gilly's Crafts, Into Craft, Hadrian's Hobbies, The Art of Craft, Mountain Ash Crafts, Julia Watts Crafts, Craft Bliss, Anne Coleman's Crafty Card Making, The Stamp Hut, Craft Mania, Grafton Crafts, Relatively Thoughtful, Dragon's Paper Craft and Cheshire Crafts. In the USA, it is already available at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and tomorrow we'll be launching at Top Flight Stamps. In Canada, it will be launching at The Paper and Ink Boutique. I hope that helps. Tomorrow morning at 10 AM on the Woodware page, we will upload a list of all of those people with clickable links for you to go through to and purchase from if you wish. Then Saturday, just as a little reminder, do not forget that Gilly's Crafts is hosting our lovely Gwen for a fabulous demo day. Gwen will be in store from 10 AM to 4 PM with both collections we've been chatting about today, as well as a little dash of Rodney too. So loads and loads of inspiration coming your way from Gwen. Loads of top tips. You know the way Gwen works. You know how much inspiration she brings. It's going to be an incredible day. 10 till 4, free to attend. Pop along to Gilly's Crafts, which is located in Ellesmere Port, which to me isn't far from Liverpool. If you're wondering, I've never heard of Ellesmere Port. Where is it? Because I'm terrible at geography. You're looking in the Liverpool area. So maybe you're a few hours away and looking for a day trip. Pop on over. Gwen will be there 10 till 4. Gilly is lovely. You're welcomed with a warm smile. Fab shop. Great products at great prices, including a die of the day, which is an incredible price, and a demo day goodie bag, which is a bonkers price. And they're exclusive from 10 till 4 on the day at Gilly's Crafts. So if you can make it, do pop along to there. If you can't make it and you're looking for some entertainment, then join me and Sue on Hobby Maker. We will be there for a 4-hour takeover day starting at 1 p.m. Sue's on at 1, I'm on at 3, Sue's back at 5, I'm back at 8. We're going to have a lot of fun. There will be special offers, there will be a pin badge that you can get your hands on, and there will be both collections that we've been having a little look through this evening. So lots and lots coming your way on Saturday. Before that, on Thursday at 7 p.m, join Gwen right back here on the Creative Expressions page, where she will be bringing her take with the collections we've been looking at this evening. So both Sue's and mine will be with Gwen 7 p.m. on Thursday for a little bit of Gwen inspiration, which we all know and love, don't we? She always has a different twist, a different take. So join her to see what she's creating. And she might give you a little glimpse or two of what she'll be doing come Saturday at Gilly's Crafts too. Have I missed anything, Peter?
No, I think you've done well.
Okay, I think you've done well.
I think you've done well.
I think you've done well. I think you can go home now.
You can.
You can go home.
There's enough swim inspiration.
Shall we declare our winner for the evening and leave you all in peace? Heading over to our independent adjudicator, button in hand. Thank you, Kim. Would be if I hit the right button on the screen. There we go. And our winner this evening is?
I can't keep a straight face. It'll go soon, I promise. Thank you all for taking part and showing your love for Sue's dies. The winner this evening is Sarah Calendar. I hope I've pronounced that right. So well done. Congratulations, Sarah. If you drop us an email to jamierodgerscrafts@hotmail.com and if you let us know if you like your cards signed or not, and drop us obviously a message of where your address is. It's time we
Where
went.
are you? Where
It's
are
time
you?
we signed off.
Just where are you?
And we left you all in peace.
There was a very long pause between me pushing the button and
You kept me
doing
hanging
your
on,
bit.
didn't you?
No, I felt the other way. I was very disappointed. If this was live TV, we'd be in trouble, I'm sure. Thank you all very much for joining us this evening. I hope we haven't bored you to tears. Thank you for coming along and having a laugh with us. And I hope you've enjoyed seeing all of the products that are coming your way. Thank you all from us for having such an incredible response to the announcement of Sue as well. I know we've got a lot going on here at the moment. You know, it's only days since we introduced Woodware. Now we're introducing Sue. We've got brand new collections galore. And it's just such a joy to have you all by our side. We're very, very, very lucky to have you here and joining us. So thank you very much for everything you do and for joining in with us. But for tonight, we're going to leave you in peace and say thank you for being here. Thank you for joining and thank you for commenting. From me and Pete, have a lovely rest of your evening and we will see you Saturday.
Thank you very much. Yeah, take care. See you next, when we see you.
Bye all.
Bye.